What is up, everybody? Sam Dog, the infamous 253, coming at you with Dallas Stewart in the speakerphone, and we are coming at you with the NFL 2019 Week 11 game picks with the Seahawks on the bye week, coming off of a monster win in overtime, in the last seconds of overtime, as we beat the San Francisco 49ers 27-24. Dallas, say what's up, man.
What's going on this victorious Tuesday afternoon? A much-needed win, might I say.
Very much needed win, especially, with the division implications now, man. We kind of tipped the scale with that one, too, but we want to talk about a little bit about this big victory, only the positives of last night, man. Quandre Diggs having an interception in his first game, and Jadeveon Clowney with his true breakout game, making Jimmy Garoppolo scared of him for the rest of that entire game. Jimmy G was afraid of Clowney, and Clowney intimidated him and freaking pestered him and freaking was hitting him all night long. He made life miserable for Jimmy G. Jadeveon Clowney, way to go, man. You fucking killed it last night. Dallas?
Jadeveon Clowney with a monster performance last night. The defense bending but not breaking. Especially during that first quarter, it looked like things were going to get out of hand, but they kept holding them, and the defense made just enough stops, and we capitalized off of the 3 turnovers by scoring 3 touchdowns.
Didn't I say?
That's something the Niners didn't. The Niners forced 4 turnovers, and they could only score 8 points.
Yeah, but wasn't that I've been saying it for years. If you force the Niners to turn the ball over, you gotta cash them in. And we did. The Seahawks, we did just that. That was another positive. Like I've been saying about the years, you want to beat the 49ers? All the teams that failed against the 49ers, that Tampa Bay failed to do it. The Bengals failed to do it. The Steelers failed to do it. The Panthers failed to do it. And the Browns failed to do it. Who else failed to do it? All the teams leading up to us. Yeah, for the teams that played the 49ers. Oh, yeah, the Redskins failed to do it, even though they gave up 3 field goals. And then also, obviously, the 3 AFC North teams that lost to them failed to do it. The Bengals, oh, yeah, we already said that, but screw it.
Yeah, but they blew out the Bengals.
Yeah, they did blow out the Bengals. So, like we mentioned,
and the Browns.
The Rams failed to do it. And the Cardinals failed to do it.
Yeah.
The Cardinals were the only other team that's close. But anyway.
Cardinals, Redskins. What was their other close game?
The Steelers.
Those were the 3 games that were decided by less than 10.
But our Seahawks were the ones that got it done. You ready to... Now, let's get to the picks in our well-deserved bye week this week. First off, Thursday Night Football, AFC North Division Battle. Shout out to my man Eric of Steel over there. We were talking last night after the big win that the Seahawks pulled. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers in Cleveland on Thursday Night Football to take on the Browns. The Browns are coming off of a win against the Buffalo Bills, surprising win we were watching in Red Zone. And the Steelers, Mason Rudolph, Minkah Fitzpatrick, surprise upset over the Los Angeles Rams we were watching on Red Zone. Thank you, by the way, Pittsburgh, for helping us out. Now, it meant something.
Ahead of the Rams now.
Yep, we're further ahead of the Rams, and it favored us last night with our victory over the 49ers.
That's why it was so big to get that game last night.
Yep.
We were probably a few inches away from a tie, which would have a tie would have killed us.
Yep. But to start it off with the picks, I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers to get another win here against the Cleveland Browns. The Browns still look rusty, even with their guys, though, too. I know they got the surprise win against the Bills, but I like the Steelers' momentum coming off of that win over the Los Angeles Rams, and Minkah Fitzpatrick on that secondary is balling.
Yeah, I gotta go with Pittsburgh. I think Cleveland's gonna have a little bit of a letdown after a nice win against Buffalo. I just like the way they're rolling right now with that defense.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the wild card race.
They are in the wild card race.
That's a surprise. What a job Tomlin has done after losing Brown and Bell, and then obviously losing Roethlisberger for the season.
It's a good job by Mike Tomlin, indeed, and you got to give him props for that. And even going out, even though they gave up a first-round pick for Minkah Fitzpatrick, and it's paying off for them.
We all thought they were in trouble.
But, man, that Minkah Fitzpatrick trade changed everything for them.
Yes, it did.
All right, ready for the next one?
Yep.
Up next, we got the New York Jets and the Washington Redskins. In Washington, we got Dumpster Bowl number 3.
I think so.
Because the MetLife Bowl was the two worst teams. The Jets got a win, a big win against the New York Giants last week. Gangrene David was there. Shout out to him. And then also, shout out to Ed Oliver, Redskins fan. To another content creator, Washington Redskins, Washington sports fan. The Redskins still... did the Redskins just come off a bye week?
Yep, they had a bye.
Yep. This will be another interesting tank bowl. I mean, obviously, Jets fans are sick and tired of Adam Gase, even though they got the win, and Redskins still with the interim head coach. Close battle. I mean, but you know something, in a way, I like the Jets' momentum coming off of their win against the Giants. So this is going to be a rare one from. I'm going to go with the New York Jets to get back-to-back wins.
Yeah, I got to go with the Jets as well. The Redskins are just worse than them, in my opinion, and I don't think it's going to get much better with Dwayne Haskins under center.
No, it's not.
We'll see what he has.
No, it's not. Haskins now named the starter for the remainder of the season. But you know something? A rare Jets pick for us this week.
Yeah, I don't think we've picked them very many times this year.
No, we haven't. All right. Up next, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars going to Indy to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Nick Foles back at center for the Jaguars at quarterback, and still Brian Hoyer. The Colts, oh man, the Colts got embarrassed by the Miami Dolphins last week. I thought they had a touchdown, but what a play by that defender to rip it out and get that interception in the red zone. That basically started the collapse of that game for the Indianapolis Colts.
Is Brissett still out?
Brissett's still out.
I'm going with the Jags.
I'm going with the Jags, too.
I think the Colts are just starting to melt down.
But I wish the Jags would have never just gone back to Foles. They should have stuck with They should stick with Gardner Minshew, but who knows how Nick Foles will do. But Minshew had a great run, and I really thought he could be a potential starter for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and who knows, maybe he could still be penning the whole thing with however it goes with Nick Foles. So we're gonna go Jacksonville Jaguars. Put a circle.
Colts are just starting to fall apart. I think they're finally starting to suffer the effects of not having Andrew Luck anymore.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Nick Foles hasn't played since week 1, so we'll see. We'll see how rusty he is.
Yeah, and let's not forget the Colts still did not. The Colts lost T.Y. Hilton too.
Yeah, that was a big loss. Will he be back this week?
Don't know, man, how long he's out. I think he's out a while, but that's our pick. Up next, we got the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. The Bills, big-time letdown where you had a chance to take advantage on the Patriots bye week this week, man, and you didn't do it against the Browns. We were watching that live on Red Zone. Dolphins
taking 2 field goals.
Yeah, and the Dolphins with the win against the Colts last week too, with Ryan Fitzpatrick.
And it was on the road.
Yeah, 3 Harvard players in that week last week all scored touchdowns and were all 3 on winning teams. Actually 3 Harvard players, as Chris Berman would say, which he gave his primetime game ball to, was Harvard for 3 Harvard players scoring touchdowns. Forgot, but I know it has nothing to do with this game. But the Bills and the Dolphins. It sucked what happened for the Bills, but I'm going to pick the Bills to bounce back against the Miami Dolphins. I'm taking the Bills.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bills. They need this bounce back to stay ahead in the wild card race.
Hauschka missed 2 kicks.
Hauschka needs to get things figured out.
Yep.
I just don't think Miami Miami's momentum's going to continue.
It's not. It's
But
not.
it looks like they're not. It looks like they're not tanking after all, though.
They're not tanking,
We thought they were.
but they're not.
They're showing some fight, though.
And that's why they played the game. In my Chris Berman voice.
Yep.
Up next, we got the Dallas Cowboys versus the Detroit Lions. Lions, they try to make it a game even with Jeff Driscoll at quarterback. Surprise, surprise, I had no idea Stafford was hurt, but it looks like Stafford's going to be out again. And the Cowboys lost to the Minnesota Vikings as we predicted at home. Huge home loss for the Cowboys against Dalvin Cook went off against them.
And Rudolph.
And yep, Kyle Rudolph had a couple touchdowns. First one was a good one-handed catch, too. I'm going to go with the Cowboys to bounce back against the Lions, though. I'm taking the Cowboys.
I'm taking the Cowboys. They're not going to lose to Jeff Driscoll.
They're not losing to Jeff Driscoll, Piscoll.
I would laugh my ass off if they did.
We would. I think all of America would laugh their ass off if Jeff Driscoll beats them.
It's in Detroit.
It's in Detroit.
I'm still going with the Cowboys.
Me too.
They're a better team.
They're way better than the Lions. All right. Up next, Deshaun Watson versus Lamar Jackson. Texans at Ravens. Oh man, last week where the Texans coming off of a bye week, but before that they had that big win against.
In London.
They had a
In
big.
London against the Jags.
Yeah, big dominating win against the Jaguars in London. And Lamar Jackson had a crazy touchdown run. Me and you were watching it on Red Zone where he pulled the killer spin move and took it to the house. How long was that touchdown run?
It had to be close to 50 or maybe over.
Yeah, that was a great touchdown run by Lamar Jackson. This will be his first matchup with Deshaun Watson.
Hit the spin cycle.
The spin cycle. But, oh man. And this should be a good one though too, but I'm going to have to go Baltimore on this one. That defense and Lamar Jackson, the momentum of the running attack, and they had a 3 Heisman play package last week. That was pretty cool with Ingram, RG3, and Lamar. 3 Heisman winners on the field, on the same field at once, which was a pretty unique play, and it worked in their favor with RG3 getting the pitch and the first down, even though, I mean, they were already blowing them out. But I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Baltimore as well. This could be very well possibly be a playoff preview, as both these teams are ahead in their respective divisions in the AFC. But it's going to be this should be a good one. But I got to go with Baltimore. Their defense just looks so dominating.
Yeah. All right. Up next, we got the Atlanta Falcons going to Carolina to take on the Carolina Panthers. The Falcons coming off an upset win in the Superdome against the New Orleans Saints 2 days ago, which was pretty crazy. We needed that, and it favored us because we got our win last night. That was huge. That was really freaking huge that Atlanta pulled that upset off. Thank you, Sleeta. Thank you, Jazzy Jeff Real Talk, for your Falcons for upsetting the Saints to help us out a bit. And Drew Brees got sacked 6 times. Carolina, obviously, tough loss in Lambeau Field against the Green Bay Packers. Riverboat Ron should have taken a field goal instead of going for 2, where they could have, on that last drive, try to get a touchdown and, kicked it to try to force overtime in the snow. Carolina Panthers, it was a tough loss, man, but whoo, man. I mean, Falcons pulled the upset. Panthers are still, in my opinion, one of the better teams, and I know this Falcons defense that showed up, I'm sure glad we didn't get that Falcons defense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but this will be a 3rd week in a row that I go with the Panthers because I think the Panthers are still slightly better than the Falcons with how well they were able to, still compete with Green Bay. So I got to go with the Carolina Panthers. But if the Falcons pull another upset back-to-back weeks, that would be cool. But I still got to lean on the Panthers again this week. So I'm going to go with the Panthers.
Yeah, I got to go with the Panthers. I think the Falcons are in for a letdown after that huge upset in New Orleans, and the Panthers kind of have to stay in the wild card race that tight wild card race in the NFC. So I got the Panthers bouncing back at home. Are they at home?
The Panthers are at home, but the question is, will Christian McCaffrey have a big game? He was just inches short of that touchdown, man.
Oh, at first glance, it looked like he broke the plane, but there was too many bodies in the way.
Yeah, but that was a hell of
an
It was a hell of an effort and a hell of a game at that too. In the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field.
Yeah, it was really coming down in the fourth quarter.
It was, but you got that split. But this week we're both agreeing on Carolina with the Falcons, and
we like Carolina.
But if Atlanta pulls an upset, we will very much be happy with that.
I think it would definitely help the Seahawks.
Yep. All right, up next.
Slightly below them, another loss would help the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And all right, up next we got the New Orleans Saints going to Tampa Bay at the Pirate Ship to take on the Buccaneers round 2. The Saints last time beat the Buccaneers with Teddy Bridgewater while Breeze was absent. And the Buccaneers, Bruce Arians beat his former team, the Arizona Cardinals, at home. Lots of crazy plays, and obviously, do you think the Cardinals got screwed on the final play where it should have been a pass interference to give them one more play at the end?
Yeah, it looked like it.
Yeah, AC Cards NRD Noah was pretty pissed on his video when I watched it. But Christian Kirk, had a good game for the Cardinals in that game for sure, though.
Yeah, he did. 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns. Saints, Buccaneers, obviously this time it's Breeze back, but can Jameis Winston try to play mistake-free football and try to hope for an upset? I'm not guaranteeing it. Whatever happens. We watched the Saints just break against the Falcons last week, which was
an absolute clunker.
A clunker that we will gladly accept.
Yep.
But I'm going to go New Orleans Saints to get a bounce-back win in this game because they're way ahead of Tampa Bay. And it even showed with Teddy Bridgewater when they beat him earlier with Teddy Bridgewater in the Superdome. So I'm going with the Saints.
Yeah, I'm going with the Saints. They need to stay ahead in their division and also the conference.
True.
They're going to be. I think they're going to take their frustration out on Tampa Bay.
They probably will. But if they fall again, we will greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, we would.
But it's probably not going to happen.
We're on the bye.
Yeah, with the bye week, trying to get some favors out of that. Oh.
Yep.
All right.
We'll be rooting for Tampa.
All right. Up next, we got the Denver Broncos going to Minnesota to take on the Vikings at U.S. Bank Stadium. The Broncos with Brandon Allen. They're coming off of a big win against the. Wait, were they on the bye this week?
They were on a bye.
Yeah, they were on the bye, and they came off a big win against the Cleveland Browns with Brandon Allen at quarterback. And now the Minnesota Vikings coming off of a big Sunday night win where Kyle Rudolph went off. Kirk Cousins was hitting him, and Dalvin Cook had a big game against the Dallas Cowboys. And that Viking defense played a great game. Really excellent game. They had a good game plan for Zeke and the Dallas receivers, and it was a close battle, and they took major advantage of it. Props to them for getting that major stop near the end. I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings to get another win this week against the Denver Broncos. But if the Broncos could pull this upset off with the wild card implications, that would be great. But I don't see it happening. I'm going to take Minnesota and Dalvin Cook. I expect Dalvin Cook to have another big day running the ball.
Yeah, I'm taking the Vikings. They bounced back after that tough loss in Kansas City, and they got to try to keep pace with the Packers while the Packers are on a bye.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a 2-team race, it looks like, in the NFC North.
True that.
It could come down to the final weeks of the season to decide the NFC North crown.
Same with us, man. Same with us with the NFC West. All right, up next, NFC West battle. Arizona Cardinals in the sight of where we cracked the chink in the armor. Cardinals taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Last night, Seahawks cracked the chink in the armor on the San Francisco 49ers. Arizona showed some of those chinks in the last time they played them on Thursday Night Football although they lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but they showed those signs of weakness that San Francisco was having, and we freaking found it, and we finally cracked that chink last night. Wouldn't you say, Dallas?
Yeah.
Cracked the chink and exposed it, man. And obviously, like we mentioned earlier, we capitalized where other teams did not when they played them. Cardinals taking on the 49ers after that loss to Tampa Bay, and obviously hold that L, 49ers, against us, obviously, where we handed you your first L of the season. Kicker basically makes 3 kicks, no Robbie Gould, And obviously your guy freaking shanks it, and then Russell comes back, puts us in the position, Myers puts it through for the win in the final seconds of overtime in a Monday night all-time classic battle. Dallas?
Oh yeah. Probably gotta go with San Francisco.
Yeah, we're going San Francisco with this one, but Arizona
And then
almost.
And then the gauntlet after that for the Niners.
The Ravens, the Saints, the Packers, Ravens,
and the Saints.
Packers, Ravens, Saints, all 3 weeks in a row. That will begin the gauntlet, but I'm going to put a circle around the 49ers. But if Arizona, if they learned something from the last time, obviously, I don't know if the 49ers will have Kittle back this week for the Cardinals game. But, another big thing about it for what we did against San Francisco, Frisco's going to go into that game with some serious injuries now.
Yep. And not very much time to prepare.
Yep.
We have 12 days to get healthy.
Yep. And
that's the best part about it.
We dinged them up.
A week to get healthy.
Yep. And the best part about it was we dinged them up for that game against
it's
Arizona.
Also, 12 days for us to savor this instead of sulking and thinking about what could have been.
Right. Savoring that awesome-ass win we had last night.
The win of the year so far. The biggest win we've had so far this year.
Hell yeah. Biggest win. So far, that's my number one win of the year. It was better than the win we had against the Rams.
It was. Considering what was on the line, division-wise.
Hell yeah. All right, you ready for the next? But we got to circle 49ers this week, but if the Cardinals can pull an upset, that will be seen in Hallelujah in our red zone reactions. But man, I don't know. We'll talk about this after we're done with the picks. But what we're going to talk about if you decide to actually stay for the whole 6 hours again, because that's a 1 p.m. game, man. That's going to be one of the games you want to keep an eye on. But other than that, up next we got the New England Patriots at the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are coming off of a bye week, right? Dallas.
They are.
Yep.
They are.
And the Patriots are coming off of a bye week after getting embarrassed by Lamar Jackson, losing by how many points did they lose by? 17?
17.
A 17-point loss to the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore on Sunday Night Football, which was insane, man. That crazy game Lamar Jackson had against the Patriots, against Tom Brady, and they gave up those turnovers. Edelman gave up the house call to Marlon Humphrey, or was that Marcus Peters? I think it was Humphrey. But it was a hell of a game, though. Philadelphia Eagles, who did they beat before their bye week, or did they lose?
They beat the Bears.
Yeah, they beat the Chicago Bears. That's right. I'm just trying to remember back on that. And then after that, we have to play the Eagles after our bye week. But pretty big one in the bye week. But I think the Patriots get revenge for Super Bowl 52. I am going Tom Brady and New England to win big in this one against the Eagles. I'm taking the Patriots.
Yeah, I think I got to go with the Patriots. They're going to be licking their chops after that kind of embarrassment.
Before their bye week.
That reality check against the Ravens. That's what I call it.
Yeah, before their bye week.
After they just had a cream puff first 8 games or whatever it was.
Yep, but it's back-to-back weeks that undefeated teams have fallen.
Yep.
Courtesy of the Baltimore Ravens and the Seattle Seahawks.
It'd be nice that if the Eagles came into that game against us in 2 weeks with a loss. I do not want them to feel good about that game. So it would be kind of nice if they have a loss heading into that game.
Yep.
But I gotta go with New England.
Yep, you and me both. Up next, we got the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Oakland/future Las Vegas Raiders. In Oakland, the Raiders coming off a big Thursday night win against the Los Angeles Chargers at home in the last Raiders-Chargers matchup in Oakland. And the Bengals obviously lost again, losers again, for when they played last time. I think they just came off. No, wait, they got killed by the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson's killer ass run. I'm gonna go with another loss for the Bengals. I'm taking the Raiders at home.
Yeah, I'm taking the Raiders. The pursuit of imperfection will continue for the Bengals.
And their tank for Tua, or in that case, the LSU quarterback that carved up Tua.
Bombing for Burrow or something like that. I heard that.
Bombing for Burrow?
I heard some the announcer on LSU or in the LSU Alabama game said it.
Said bombing for Burrow. So you think the Bengals might try to bomb for Burrow?
Yeah, they probably need a quarterback.
True.
Hell, they've already benched Andy Dalton. That's how bad things have gotten.
Finley threw his first touchdown pass to Tyler Eifert in that game against the Ravens. All for nothing, though. All for nothing. All right, up next, Sunday Night Football. We got the Bears and the Rams on Sunday Night Football in the Coliseum in Los Angeles. The Bears coming off of a win against the Detroit Lions, and the Rams got embarrassed by the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. It was a close game. Thank you, Pittsburgh, once again for handing the Rams an L and pushing them back in the NFC West race. I mean, I know they're home, and both teams are coming off of losses. They're going to be pissed. Last year, the Bears and the Rams had a close matchup in Chicago where the offensive lineman for the Bears, Bradley Sowell, caught that only touchdown of that game, and the Bears ended up winning that one, although the Bears didn't get the number 2 seed and the Rams did. But I got to go with the Rams at home on Sunday Night Football. But if the Bears were to pull another win, this would be a week to do it, and we would greatly enjoy it on Sunday Night Football. But I'm going to go with the Rams this week.
Yeah, I'm going with the Rams. They're just a better. I'm not sold on Chicago this year. I mean, they're just like a middle of the road team this year. But I definitely think the Rams are suffering a Super Bowl hangover this year.
The hangover is real in Los Angeles.
They just look like they don't look like the same team as they did last year. Goff looks off. They've had some injuries.
Yeah.
They just don't have it this year.
They don't. They don't at all.
I still wouldn't. I'm still not gonna take them lightly when the Seahawks have to go down there, though.
Hell no. Hell no. You do not take LA lightly.
We know how explosive that offense can be.
Yeah, but I think the Pittsburgh Steelers might have cracked another chink in that armor.
Yeah, they really exposed their offense.
They did. No, it was the Patriots that exposed their offense in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Rams over Bears, and last but not least, Chiefs and Chargers in Mexico City on Monday Night Football from Estadio Azteca. The Chiefs coming off of that big loss to the Tennessee Titans. You and me were watching that on Red Zone. Crazy game where they lost to Ryan Tannehill with Mahomes being back, and the Chargers lost to the Raiders in Oakland on Thursday Night Football. Monday Night Football, Mexico City this week. Chiefs and Chargers. This is a game we've been waiting for. This should be a fairly good one with the way, both teams have been struggling. The AFC West, it's kind of getting to be a close battle with the Raiders and the Chiefs, and maybe possibly the Chargers, depending on what they can do, even though they're sub 500. But this should make for a good Monday night game in Estadio Azteca. Hopefully they got the field right this year, since they didn't have it right, which it would have been Chiefs and Rams down there, which we all know what happened last year with that one, because they had to move it back to the Coliseum. LA got a show last year with that one, that 54-51 game. Hopefully, Mexico City, you better have gotten your field right for this one, because we want to see that game played in Estadio Azteca, since it had to be canceled last year. But for the looks of it, I'm going to go Kansas City Chiefs right now because of what all they got. But I feel like this is going to be a good game, but I'm going to circle Chiefs for now. I'm going to take the Chiefs for now, but I think this could have the makings to be a good game.
Yeah, I got to go with the Chiefs to kind of get the bulldozer and pour the dirt on the Chargers' grave, because I believe if the Chargers lose this game, their season's done.
Yeah, I mean, and they had a good victory over the Packers the week before they lost to the Raiders. But hey, no split on the bye week, which should make for some good red zone reactions. Hey, if you decide to, man, if you can think about it. I know you don't like to go to the gym when it's packed early in the morning, but maybe if you can make one exception to do it this week, since there's going to be some good games in the 1 p.m. slate, maybe make one exception, go early, and and then try to shower, maybe bring a spare change of clothes, shower at the gym, and then come on over and we can try to go to full 6 hours again.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I'll see what I'm doing that day, but
It'll be fun, man.
I'll see. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to keep interest in that. Obviously, we're invested in that San Francisco-Arizona game, and we're hoping for a Cardinal upset so because we'd be technically be in first place even though we'd have the same record because we beat them.
Yeah, but other than that, though, that's our game picks, and we don't have a split on our bye week.
Nope, we don't.
All right, Seahawks bye week. The picks are in, and we are ready to wrap it on up. Well, let me show you the picks. We got the Steelers over the Browns, the Jets over the Redskins, the Jags over the Colts, the Bills over the Dolphins, the Cowboys over the Lions, the Ravens over the Texans, the Panthers over the Falcons, the Saints over the Buccaneers, the Vikings over the Broncos, the 49ers over the Cardinals, the Patriots over the Eagles, the Raiders over the Bengals, the Rams over the Bears on Sunday Night Football, and the Chiefs over the Chargers in Mexico City on Monday Night Football. Thank you all for tuning in. New to the channel, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, hit that like button. Appreciate you joining me and coming out here, checking out me and Dallas doing our game picks. And Dallas, thank you once again for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
And we'll catch you all.
It's another exciting week of red zone reactions like it was last week,
Yep.
especially during that early window.
Hell yeah, man. Stay tuned.
Even the late window.
Dallas and I will be live on Sunday for the Red Zone games and reacting for all the games, watching Red Zone, and giving you all our best reactions like we did last week. I hope we gave you all some damn good reactions last week because there were some damn good games last week, and hopefully more to come on the Seahawks bye week. Thank you all for tuning in. Sam Dog the Infamous 253, Dallas Stewart signing off by saying, if you ain't with it, you ain't infamous, and as always, go Seahawks.